Welcome to Big Muddy Mayhem, the podcast where we talk about true crime and bad behavior in the Midwest.
Each week we'll bring you 2 stories from the heartland that might break your heart, but we hope to entertain you along the way.
I'm Tracey Laricha.
And I'm Janet O'Brien.
Hello, Janet. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I am doing all right.
Yeah.
We are getting into fall. This is a very busy season.
Yes, it is.
But we are making some time.
Right, we're going to make it busier for ourselves, aren't we?
I know we are, yes. It looks as though, I believe, is it October 19th?
Yes, so I have it pulled up here. No, it's October 14th.
October 14th.
October 14th. It's a Tuesday from 6:30 to 9:30.
We are going to be Big Muddy Live.
Big Muddy Live at the Cheshire.
At the Cheshire Inn.
Yeah, that's at 6300 Clayton Road in St. Louis, Missouri. Whoever wants to come along and hang out and listen to us.
We'll get an event page out here in the upcoming days.
Yes.
Again, it's a very, very busy time of year.
It is. But we hope you can make it.
We hope that you can come, and if you're in the St. Louis area or if you feel like traveling, then, well, I mean, word on the street is if you're coming from out of town and you need some place to stay.
It's staying at you mean we're recording in a hotel?
I know. It's almost like somebody works there that might be able to help you.
So anyway, yeah, I can't wait.
But that's next month's problem. Tonight, we've got some stories to tell.
Yes, we have stories. I'm so excited.
We do.
I think you get to go first tonight.
I am the person that starts tonight.
Yay.
And so, yes, I am going to give you part 2 of I Apologize. I really thought I could get it done in 2, but I don't want to race a good thing. So I am going to go ahead and give you part 2 of 3 about Josephine Baker.
Yay!
All right, so when we last left her, she had just gotten on with a review in France and had left her, so she came from St. Louis, went to New York, did a bunch of vaudeville stuff and all of that, and then gets picked up by somebody who is going to do a review in Paris.
Right.
So she's crossed the pond.
Yay.
And that's where we're going to meet her. Caroline Dudley Rayan has brought Josephine to Paris, and she is going to perform in an all-black review, La Revue Negre. So again, like I said, this is a little exploitive.
Yeah.
And it is a little bit like, ooh, black jazz culture. Everything is so exotic.
Yeah.
But it's also Paris in the 1920s.
Yeah, where everything was lit.
Where everything was lit. And Josephine becomes kind of a bright, shining star in the show, performing La Danse Sauvage, which I think is... Janet, I believe that on our social media that you were one of the people that that posted photos of what...
yes.
Yeah, let me pull up my screenshots too so that I can... Vamp for me. Anyway, so she performs La Danse Sauvage.
Uh-huh.
And she is performing in a banana skirt.
Yes, the famous banana skirt.
So this is where the famous banana skirt kind of takes place. It's made to look exotic. Is it a freaking smash hit? Absolutely also yes.
Awesome.
So she's used to performing topless. She's done burlesque. She has done vaudeville. And now she is going to be performing in Paris, and she's got... kind of like some pasties or big necklaces on, and then a skirt made out of plastic bananas, and that was her idea. And then she just gradually gets...
removes a banana at a time?
You know, who among us hasn't had to get rid of a banana or two? I'm talking about produce, you dirty bird. I don't know what you're saying. Throw them in the freezer. Save them for later.
This will make great banana bread.
That's right. I make puppy ice cream for orphaned puppies. I don't know what you're talking about. Janet.
Tracey.
So Josephine is loved by her audiences, and her audiences will love her. But it's not all easy street.
Okay.
So when she gets ready to start with this review, have you done theater? You've done some improv.
I've done improv, and any theater, I was in the band pit. So.
Okay. But they do say bad rehearsal, good opening night. Have you heard that?
No, before? I have not.
Okay, all right, well, if you have a bad rehearsal, then it's kind of like, I think it's something that they tell nervous actors to calm them down.
Yeah.
Kind of like nervous brides. You're like, oh, it's good luck if it rains on your wedding day.
Right.
Right?
To calm you down.
But they say bad rehearsal, good opening night. Well, a couple of different things happened to Josephine on her rehearsal night, or right before. Now, we know she has a real love of animals.
Right.
People had treated her badly. She still remembers sleeping with that dog.
Yeah.
When she was a kid in St. Louis. And remember how the one woman that she was living in, like working as a house servant, made her kill her favorite chicken.
Right.
Right. So she still remembers that, and she still remembers the chickens. She is really into animals, and she's lonely. So when she goes over the pond, she's all alone in Paris. Like, she really doesn't have anyone.
Right. No, she doesn't really know anyone.
So she gets a fish for company.
Okay.
She gets a goldfish. And not having anywhere else to keep it, she keeps it in the bidet.
Okay.
Now, Josephine, keep in mind, this girl was sleeping in a box.
Right.
So she doesn't understand how bidets work.
Oh.
And she doesn't realize that if somebody else uses the toilet, that the bidet will empty all of its water.
Oh, no.
When you flush. So the fish has no water. And the day before her, like, final rehearsal, the fish dies.
Right.
She's really despondent. Like, this was her little bit of comfort in a strange land.
Right.
Also, you want to look your best, right?
Right.
You know, like, I know when we do our live, I want to go and get, like, a fresh cut. Make sure we have a cute dress.
Absolutely.
All of that. Well, she goes ahead and she's like, I'm going to make sure that I look my best. And she puts some relaxer on her hair and she lies down and she takes a nap. And she wakes up and her hair is coming out.
Oh, no!
In clumps, because the relaxer that she used was lye-based.
Oh, no.
So her scalp is burning.
Oh, no.
Her hair is falling out.
Oh.
She's getting ready to go have her big break. She does not know what to do. But thankfully, there is a quick-thinking makeup artist.
Good.
Who's like, all right, well, let's just take the hair that we still have on your head.
Right.
And let's figure out what we can do. And she gels it down and kind of puts it into Marcel curls.
Right.
Which end up becoming Josephine's signature look.
Because of her hair. That's so amazing.
Right. So I'm going to show you a photo really quickly. I mean, you'll all see, but like...
Right.
The hair slicked down to the scalp. That becomes her signature look for the rest of her life. But it was born of necessity. Like, here's Josephine before she comes to Paris.
Yeah, her hair's in curls.
Uh-huh. And it's maybe, not quite shoulder length, but about there. And then, whoof, one little bad thing with some lye relaxer.
Wow.
And they have to just kind of all right, well, here's what you're working with.
Right.
So the Marcel curls will become her signature look. She will eventually end up with her own Baker Fix hair gel. that she will sell. Like, she'll end up with her own line of hair gel from this mistake.
Wow.
That led to this hairstyle that led to a trend.
That's amazing.
So she was like Jonathan Van Ness before.
Well, you know, I mean, back then, how many products did they make for, like, anyone who is not white with a particular
not very
hair?
many,
Right.
no. So opening night happens. She does the banana dance. The banana skirt is apparently also her idea.
Nice.
And she will gradually just sort of peel them off, and she's a smash hit.
Nice.
She's going to become famous with some of the famous people. Ernest Hemingway becomes a giant fan of hers, and he calls her the most sensational woman anybody ever saw or ever will.
Wow.
Now, if you know anything about Hemingway, you know that he's not always so great about women.
No, he's not.
So this is high praise. Also, another person that is a big fan of Josephine's is Pablo Picasso.
Aha.
He'll paint her.
Yes.
Ladies will copy her hairstyle. They will buy her hair gel. And they will also, remember how in the last episode I said she was like kind of too white for black audiences
and too black for white audiences? Yep.
Women in Europe are buying almond oil so that they can darken their skin because they want to look a little bit more like Josephine.
Wow.
She is carried onto stage riding on the back of a black man on all fours. Which...
yeah, not great.
Problematic. But she's wearing very little, and she kind of comes in. It's exploitation. It's blaxploitation. Sure. But she is also just coming in like a queen, and her audiences are ravenous for her.
Nice.
She is showered with gifts. Now, here are a few.
Okay,
Somebody says, "Oh, here, have a car." She's one of the first women, like, in Europe to, like, own and drive a car. The Roaring exhibit that we just had at the St. Louis Art Museum had footage of that, and there's video footage of her. She actually even changes fashion for women, because if you're going to drive, well, you can't have a bustle.
No.
And you can't have your hair, like, all up in a big fancy curl. So the little cloche hats, the little, like, Marcel curls.
Wow.
Everything with long sleeves and skinny, like, form-fitting skirts.
Wow, okay.
She is one of the people that is kind of at the forefront of that because, well, why can't a woman drive?
Right.
Oh, here, have some jewelry. She gets all kinds of just, like, fancy, expensive stuff. And somebody says, "Oh, you know what? Here, have a cheetah." A nightclub owner. I don't know where he got the cheetah.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's got one lying around.
Sure.
Not a lion, a cheetah. Thank you. Try the veal. Gives her a cheetah, which she names Chiquita. Now, I did go down a rabbit hole trying to see if Chiquita was the reason for Chiquita bananas. That because of the banana skirt, and like, that's not the case.
Right.
Turns out Chiquita was named for something to do with the Banana Republic.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's not the case, but it predates the bananas, and it's not what they're named for. But Josephine and Chiquita, they love each other.
Aww.
I mean, you know what it is to have a good cat.
Right.
Well, Josephine walks the cat on a leash. It sleeps in her bed, and it performs on stage with her.
Oh,
Chiquita
my God.
is on stage sometimes, which is much to Josephine's delight, but not so great for the orchestra, because have you ever had a cat that has, like, a habit of just, like, leaping onto your shoulder?
Yes.
Or,
yeah.
My Cecil does that.
Yeah, Josephine, my cat, used to do that.
Well, Chiquita has a habit of dropping down into the orchestra pit.
Oh, no.
Mid-show. So the orchestra is not a big fan of Chiquita being on stage. But Chiquita remains by Josephine's side, and they walk through the streets of Paris. Like, she walks it like a dog. Wearing diamond collar. Like a big, I might have even been Harry Winston, but like a big, huge, like...
Wow.
There are royals that didn't have a collar this nice. And so this will also go along with the whole menagerie that she will collect. And this part speaks so much to me. I mean, you know, if you know me personally at all, Muddy Buddies, you will know that, like, my animals are my everything.
Right, yes.
I've got 3 cats and a dog. And they are, like, my absolute babies.
Yeah.
And love them. And I've never met a dog. No, that's not true. I've maybe met, like, 3 dogs I didn't like.
Yeah.
But for the most part. Adult Josephine, she never forgets that chicken. She never forgets the animals that she grew up around. So she pampers and treasures and brings in all of the animals that she can.
Oh, yeah.
So she's got Chiquita, who's wearing a really impressive diamond collar and who gets regular walkies like through the downtown streets of Paris.
Oh, my God.
Nothing to see here, just a woman out walking her cheetah.
Of course.
Where
like
else?
you do.
Where's she gonna tinkle? She also has Albert.
Oh, my God.
Albert is a pig. He lives in the house.
Uh-huh.
Alongside everyone.
Of course.
But because it's a pig, well, you know, you say that, like, pigs, they're known for maybe
not smelling great, yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, Albert solves that problem by being regularly doused with expensive French cologne on the daily. So, like, he wakes up smelling like roses, you know? She also has a goat, and the goat's name is Toot Toot. A goat named Toot Toot is the thing that made me laugh the hardest.
Yes.
While I was researching. She also has snakes, dogs, cats, parrots, and also a chimpanzee.
Of course. Why? Because, you know, she has all the animals.
She wants all of the animals. Yeah, she just wants to take care of these creatures. She's got such a big heart. That, I mean, the overreaching story for Josephine Baker that I can find is that, like, man, given all that she experienced in her early life, the fact that she went on to become so kind and so loving and so welcoming, man, that just speaks volumes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So she's traveling throughout Europe. She is the first African-American star to go to Yugoslavia.
Wow.
And so she's kind of going all, you know, throughout Europe, and she meets somebody named Pepito Abatino, who becomes her manager and also her lover.
Aha.
And more on that later. But now that she's had money, this is somebody with no education, has never had 2 nickels to rub together.
Oh.
She takes that money and she, for once, she invests wisely. And she invests in herself.
Nice.
So she goes into voice lessons, and turns out she does have some natural talent.
Of course.
So she becomes a singer. I mean, we know she can dance, but
right.
Turns out she can sing. She also becomes a triple threat. She learns a little bit about acting and how to, like, act for the camera. She's growing her trade. She is going to end up launching a little bit of a film career.
Wow.
And I think she will have, I believe, like 4 feature films.
Wow.
Eventually. And she will also fall in love with France.
Of course.
The United States, like, she had always been treated poorly. Like, things got a little better for her in New York, but she had always been treated poorly. And now she's over on literally the other side of the world. She has a whole other experience.
Right,
You know,
yes.
all of a sudden she's, like, given respect, given opportunities. And I could talk to you about it, but I'm going to put it in her words.
Okay.
One day I realized I was living in a country where I was afraid to be black. It was only a country for white people, not black. So I left. A lot of us left, not because we wanted to leave, but because we couldn't stand it anymore. I felt liberated in Paris.
Wow. Yeah. Yep.
She is at the height of her celebrity and the heights of society. She's hanging out with all of the artists and writers, and I mean, Paris was a whole scene.
Right. Yes, it
Right
was.
And she is doing her best and like living her best life, and everything could end there, but there's more to come.
Okay.
And there was so much more that she has left to do.
Of course.
And we're going to leave Josephine then. Like last time she had just gotten to Paris, we're going to leave her in Europe for right now.
Okay.
And I'm going to finish up this story next week.
Yay.
With the part where it really does kind of get down to
Yeah, so much.
the interesting part.
Right.
All right.
Well, that's awesome. I love it. That was great.
Fantastic. And I know you have a story for me.
I do. I found the story and I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know this place even existed. It doesn't anymore, but, you know, anyway. Okay. Have you ever heard of Benbow or Benbow City? Benbow.
I do not know anything about that.
It was a short-lived town in the Wood River Township of Illinois.
Oh my goodness.
It was north and south of present-day Illinois Route 143, just east of the railroad tracks near Illinois Route 3. So it was right there in Wood River.
Okay.
So there's, I don't know if you know this or not, but Wood River is named after the Wood River. There's a river named Wood River.
All I know about Illinois Route 3 is that that's where you take to go over, like, to Sauget or whatever, like, where the strip clubs
but
are.
it also goes up to Alton and
then
all
you
that.
go all the way up to Alton. And okay.
Right. So we're up near Alton area. That's where Wood River is.
Janet, I am sorry to let you know about this so late into our podcast adventure, but I am not a classy lady. I only know about dive bars and places where you can see boobies.
Well, it turns out the
Oh!
place I'm going to tell you about is all about saloons and brothels.
I feel so much more comfortable now. Oh my gosh, I can relax. Whew.
So let me tell you about the Benbows or Benbows. Benbows.
You know, in Mexico, there is a whole line of bread and donuts and stuff that is called Bimbo. When I was 14 and in Mexico for the first time, that was the funniest thing ever. Like, oh, Bimbo bread, Bimbo donuts.
I'm going to call it Benbow.
Okay.
Because that's how it's spelled.
All right. We're going to leave the bimbos out of this.
We'll leave the Benbows out.
For now, because it sounds like we're going to circle back around.
Of course.
So tell me how the Benbows turn into bimbos.
The Benbows family, they were originally from...
Sorry.
The Benbows family was originally from Britain and had some distinction over there. John Benbow, he was...
Sorry, I can't not hear it. John Benbow. All right.
John Benbow was a distant ancestor who served as an admiral in the British Navy. Their grandfather, he had an estate in Worcester, and he ran the Stafford Bridge Inn.
Okay.
So, anyway, Amos, he was a devout, that's his name, was a devout member of the Church of England, and he wanted his 3 sons to enter the ministry.
Okay.
His one son, Richard, decided he didn't want to do that.
Right.
So he's like, nah, I'm going to take a boat to the U.S.
Well, I mean, the ministry. Like,
yeah. Just
British minister.
Right, nah.
What a good time is that?
That sounds exciting. Richard makes his way over to southern Illinois.
Like you do. You leave England and you're like, I want freedom. I want to be where it's the head happening scene. Southern Illinois.
Southern Illinois.
So ill is where it's at.
So he ends up purchasing a tract of land at the mouth of the Wood River.
Huge tracts of land.
Now, a definition of a tract of land, it means one or more physically continuous parcels of land owned or controlled by one or the same persons.
We're talking about bimbos, and I'm grabbing my huge tracts of land. Come see us live. Okay, all right. South of Illinois. England, tracts of land.
Buys tract of land right at
He can't afford 2 tracts, so it's lopsided. All right, I'll quit with the titty jokes now. Okay.
So basically, a tract of land is just a big parcel of land, and he purchases it right next to Wood River.
Okay.
That's a river in Illinois. Wood River itself would not be rechanneled for like 100 years after this purchase. Mm-hmm. But still, within today, the city limits of this area that he purchased is in Wood River, Illinois, which is a town. Richard Benbow's son, he ends up naming, he gets a son, he has his own son, he names it after his father, Amos. Okay. So we got a second Amos.
We've got 3 generations of Benbows.
Yeah, one still over in England, one here. Now we have a new generation, a second generation in the U.S. Richard's son Amos, he was born February 20th, 1850. Oh my gosh. Amos was intellectual and he was a good student.
Okay.
He went to Shirtliff, never heard of that, college in Upper Alton.
I've heard
for
of
3 years.
Shirtliff College.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have.
So he went there for 3 years. Uh-huh. He ends up not receiving a degree, but what we're talking what, mid-1850s? You don't need a degree to do anything, do you?
No, you just need to show up and be like, I'm a doctor now.
Right. Yeah. So after not getting a degree after 3 years, he ends up teaching school for 6 years.
Oh my gosh. Well, those who can't do.
They teach. But then he decides he likes this teaching thing, but he wants to leave that and pursue real estate and politics.
Oh.
Because, you can just do that in the 1800s.
If you think about it, though, like there are so many sketchy people that walk into both of those.
Exactly.
Woof.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, you know what? I'm going to do it all. I'm going to cover my bases.
Right. He ends up serving 2 terms as the mayor of Upper Alton. There was it wasn't just all Alton. There used to be an Upper Alton too.
Alton?
Yep, it was up on the hill because Alton is, as you know, very.
So did they call it Lower Alton?
No, it was just Alton.
Alton and Upper Alton.
Yep.
Well, la-di-da.
Right.
Look who's a fancy Benbow now.
So he ends up serving as mayor there for 2 terms. He's also a constable, a justice of the peace, an assessor, and a collector, and a deputy sheriff. He has done all the things.
He's pretty much just like picking up titles anywhere he
right.
can find
He's
them.
like, I'm in Upper Alton. They'll let me do this and this and
That's
possibly
right.
this. Hey, can I do that too? So who knows?
Lower Alton could never.
He was elected as the 44th Illinois General Assembler under President Grover Cleveland, and was appointed deputy marshal in Illinois, which included 69 counties.
Oh. So, how many counties in the Benbows? Come on.
69.
Oh, drink.
So Amos was a large, imposing figure. He was over 6 foot tall, and he weighed over 100 pounds. No one wanted to be his enemy if they engaged him in a political warfare. He would win.
I'm sorry. Backing up just a moment.
Sure.
Did you say he was over 6 foot tall and he weighed over 100
200 pounds.
Oh, 200. Okay, good.
Yes.
I was like...
he's a stick.
I'm like, is this the origin story of Slender Man? What is going on here?
Already did that podcast.
Oh, that's right.
So he's a fairly large man. Even though he had a passion for politics, he knew real estate could be more lucrative. So in 1907, Standard Oil began construction of a refinery near Wood River, which is still there, by the way.
Oh, my.
Yeah, like the
there was a whole lot of oil over in southern Illinois, I know.
So the refinery was going to open in 1908. He came up with a plan. Amos still owned that tract of land that he was born on, but he knew the construction workers of the refinery and its employees would enjoy a cold beer and to let off some steam.
So you have to have a place to give people their... Yes!
Exactly.
No, that's a great idea.
Right? So...
I'm with him on this.
Yeah. So lots of American towns, they had saloons and brothels. Mm-hmm. But why not a town composed almost exclusively of both of these types of businesses?
Right. Hot women, cold beer.
Right.
Yeah.
A place would draw men from counties throughout southern Illinois, obviously.
Okay.
Only a few scattered farms occupied this area near Wood River. It was a very tranquil area until he put this town in.
Well.
And he named it Benbow City.
Benbow City. All right.
So Amos Benbow built Benbow City in 1907. A year later, the New York Times claimed Benbow City was the wettest town in Illinois.
That is the filthiest thing I have ever heard.
And but it was also the richest.
Well, if you're going to get that wet, you got to pay for it. The wettest town in Illinois.
Yes.
And also the richest.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, please don't let your kids listen to our podcast. We are clearly absolutely filthy. My co-host is over here peddling smut. I just showed you naked Josephine Baker, but I had no idea we were going here.
So here's a picture of one of the places.
Oh, God, Janet! Oh, no, I'm just kidding. It's just a picture of a building. So this is just a photo of the Standard Oil. Like one of the buildings that was raised by Standard Oil and turned into Benbow's saloon.
Yes.
And so, the wettest town in Illinois has a line of men that are just like out there, still all wearing their hats like respectable gentlemen, but lined up out the door and down the block like they've
things
cleared
to do.
their day.
They've cleared the day. Benbow had 18 registered voters. The population was 300 people, and there was over 23 saloons.
Also, 23 saloons, 300 people, and there are only 18 registered voters. This is the problem. Register to vote. Check your registration.
But, again, this is like the middle of the 1800s. There's only white men who own property can vote
Same
at this
as
point.
it ever was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they concluded that there was one saloon per every 13 inhabitants of the town.
And you still had to wait for a drink.
Benbow had 7 brewery agencies.
Okay.
Each saloon and brewery paid $500 for an annual license in this town. That today would be over $17,000.
Every year?
Yes.
17 grand.
Every year.
To run a bar.
In this town.
Of 300 people.
Exactly.
How much were they drinking, Janet?
The town, because of this, once they got that money, the town started off with a good nest egg of $15,000, which is about $515,000 today. I mean, $550. Yeah, so a lot. Liquor interests paid each man, woman, and child the village $50 a year. That's like $1,700.
So they're just like, yeah, sure, fine,
right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll take the money.
Like,
per the Alton Evening Telegraph, which was a newspaper in Alton, they stated they only had 19 establishments. So there was like you got one number here from the New York Times. Alton is saying, no, there's only 19, not 23. But 12 of the saloons were owned by Anheuser-Busch.
Oh, wow, okay.
Because of his political clout.
Right.
He's
so
like, hey.
Yeah, I'm doing this.
Right. So
and there are some others that might be, like you were saying, like, I can see the discrepancy.
Right.
In that.
And think about it, if he's asking that much, he's asking it most of them are Anheuser-Busch, so they obviously have money, like, $500 a year, take it. Mm-hmm. We'll make way more money.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is that some of them are kind of allied with corporate interests.
Right.
And then some of them are just like, all right, well, I'm kind of operating kind of on the skirts of the law.
Right.
Yeah.
So September of 1908, the Alton Evening Telegraph said the city had 22 saloons, so we're going back and forth, and Central Brewing, which doesn't exist anymore, had a cold storage plant to hold the beer for the saloons when they needed it.
Right.
So per the paper, if a man was thirsty in Benbow City, it was only because he was a toddler and couldn't find a clean glass of water to drink.
Now, what year is this?
This is 1908.
Okay, so yes, we are still, I mean, refrigeration is a thing, but St. Louis, part of the reason that we're a beer city is because some of these places had, caverns and caves and stuff where you can cellar lager and kind of keep things maybe not cold enough to like store meat for months, but certainly cold enough to cellar beer.
Right, exactly. So in 1907, developer P.E. Doc Ashlock, he ends up he bought farmland from this woman by the name of Elizabeth Jansen, and was incorporated as the village of Wood River. And East Wood River was incorporated in 1909. So now we have Benbow City, but then we also have I keep saying that. I know. Now we have the village of Wood River, and we have East Wood River. So now we have 3 towns in the same area.
So we have East Wood River. Now, which one was that Upper Wood?
No. This is just in Wood River. Just in the Wood River area. But we have one that's east. We have one that is just the village of.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh la la. And they have an HOA.
After the refineries were built, the population of both the Wood Rivers and Benbow end up plummeting. So Amos, he tries to diversify the Benbow City's economy. With other investors, Amos, he ends up he forms the System Plows Company with $20,000 in capital, which would be about $709,000.
Oh,
so he has a lot of money, okay?
Yeah, enough.
But he has some other investors too. So they put this together, and basically it was supposed to be a revolutionary plow that would plow, harrow, and plant the seed all at the same time.
Okay.
Harrow means an implement consisting of a heavy frame set with teeth or tins, which basically, they drag over the land and
so
they break up.
So it turns everything up so that, like, the dirt is aerated, the soil is.
Well, what this does, it breaks up the clods of dirt and it removes weeds and it covers the seeds you just planted.
Ah, okay.
So it's like breaking up the dirt, because first you're plowing and then you're planting and then you're covering, and basically this is what this is doing.
So, Janet, what happens when you plow your Benbows and then plant your seed?
Oh, hopefully somebody took a pill.
We're the filthiest podcast ever.
An unnamed inventor had given the investors a test exhibition in spring of 1909, and the corn he planted. Remember, we're talking about 1909. The corn he planted by early July had grown to about 20 inches. That doesn't seem very tall.
It really doesn't. What is it they say? The corn should be high as an elephant's thigh by July?
Yeah, so back then, we grow. Corn has changed so much over the years. I cannot express that enough, okay? To this day's standards, if you plant corn in spring, like late April, early May, by July it's 6 foot tall here.
Right.
So
completely.
But 20 inches was pretty tall for back in 1909.
It felt like more. I'm sorry. Come on. You're giving me corn and Benbow jokes and you're talking about plowing.
It's all there.
I'm a low-class woman. I can only...
Let's see here. He tried to lure a steel plant to Benbow City to manufacture it. So he was like, okay, well, now we got that plant done and people are leaving, so maybe I'll bring another plant in. He also...
Sometimes you have to.
Bring somebody else to do the plowing.
That's right. Sometimes you have to call on a steel plant too.
Now you're stretching.
Okay, I am sorry. All right,
okay.
I am wiping it. I'm picturing nuns watching me, and now I am back at it. All right, I'm sorry, sister. Okay.
Remember, when you dance, leave room for...
Jesus? Corn?
No, Jesus. He also passed a resolution in 1909 in favor of annexation of Benbow City to Wood River, hopefully making him more powerful figure in Wood River. So he was like, yeah, you can have our city. Yeah, we'll annex it. You can take it, and I'll be a big deal here.
Sure.
Well, neither of that works.
Oh, no.
So the System Plows Company went belly up, and the annexation deal turned sour. So nothing happens. Amos kept the town, though, waiting to see which community, Wood River or Benbow, or East Wood River, would survive. He's like, okay, well, there's too many people for these three towns. Someone's going to go away, right?
Right.
1910, Wood River and East Wood River merged into one town called Wood River, Illinois, which exists today. Benbow City was now surrounded on three sides.
Right.
Railroad
so
tracks.
So we're no longer a three-way. The throuple is ended. Okay, so we've got Wood River, East Wood River, and then we've also got Benbow.
Okay, so, well, now it's just Wood River. Because the two Wood Rivers have combined. So now we have Wood River and we have Benbow. The railroad tracks are a few hundred yards separating the two towns. And there's train tracks and just a few hundred yards of property. And that is all that separates the two towns at this point. A rivalry was about to take place, which would leave residents dismayed.
Okay.
Per memoirs from the Wood River Journal, Jerome Ford, who was the son is recalling this story. His name is Jesse, which is funny because I just did a story about a person named Jesse James.
Right.
Jerome Ford, he got into a gunfight with a Wood River policeman by the name of Jim Chadwick. Don't know what the fight was about, but when Chadwick's shoulder was poking out from behind a telephone pole,
oh yeah,
Jesse said his dad shot and hit him in the shoulder because he was a really good marksman.
Okay.
Because there was just a fight. Like, these two towns fought all the time, okay? And basically, okay, he's like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take this guy to the hospital because I feel bad that I shot him. He's trying to be a good Samaritan.
Right. Also, if you are going to shoot at somebody from or like if you're going to hide from getting shot at behind a telephone pole,
not the best place to hide.
You had better be that Slender Man that I just talked about earlier, right? Like, you've got to be 6 foot and 100 pounds, because otherwise, like, it's like
Amos ends up using his political clout to post bail for Ford and to release Chadwick as well. Mm-hmm. All charges were dropped against Ford because of Amos's political stance.
Oh my. Okay.
Altercation between officials in Benbow City and Wood River continued. Per the Alton Evening Telegraph, described another altercation, and the headline read, "Bad Fight in Benbow City and Wood River." Per the article, Benbow City Marshal, he was only identified as Baird, that's what he went by, tried to arrest one of somebody from Wood River who was over in one of the saloons over in,
of course, yeah,
in their town. And the reason why he was trying to arrest him at the City White Elephant Saloon at 3 a.m. for carrying a concealed weapon. Per the Alton Evening Journal, it was not uncommon for officials in town to carry firearms since the police force was so small.
Right.
Baird removed Ashlock's watch and then was trying to take his money. But he's like, forget this. And so Ashlock tries to run away, and he runs over to Wood River.
Oh, okay.
He runs in front of his dad's house, and this, the weird guy's name, Baird, he ends up pistol whipping him.
Dad, they tried to take my watch.
Yeah, yes. And he starts he starts trying to pistol whip him after he's tried to take his money. He's already taken his watch, and his dad comes out of the house. The guy who's being beaten, his dad comes out, and he's like, "What the heck?" And he's like, he points at something, and then the dad starts to walk in, and then this Baird guy attacks the dad. So he's like just attacking people. He ends up basically the fight stops, and the father was like, this is terrible. And so he goes over to Alton and files charges against this guy. He's like, okay, this guy, he beat my son. He's in bed now. He's super injured. He tried to beat me. Mm-hmm. He feels like they tried to kill them. Benbow City inhabitants, they fought each other all the time. I don't know what came of that, but, that's just an example of one of the fights. Just city officials attacking each other. Mm-hmm. Benbow City, the inhabitants also fought within. So not just Wood River.
Yeah, so
they were fighting each other.
Yeah, internal, like City Hall is also.
Right. So this Jesse Ford guy, this is a memoir of his that he has of his dad. And so he's like, oh yeah, my dad, he was a city official. He said local toughs and drunks, they would come into his family's home and try to challenge his dad, because his dad was basically
the tough guy in
town. He was hired by the city to kind of make sure things were going okay. So he'd walk the beat. He was a cop, even though he wasn't. One instance, a drunk showed up to the Ford's home, and Jerome answered the door barefoot, and the drunk stomped on his foot.
Oh my gosh.
So he reached and he grabbed his .45 revolver. Here, and I'll show you a picture of that. They're not small guns.
Holy moly, yeah.
So he grabs his .45 caliber revolver, and he ends up just hitting him in the head. He's like, no!
Honestly...
don't shoot him, just take the peace iron and hit him.
I have fired guns before in my life, but I have also thought that in a pinch,
just hit him.
I'd probably rather have something
Right.
like at close range.
Exactly.
I'd probably rather just like a Maglite or something like that that's like a solid piece of metal that you can just,
Exactly.
oh, sorry, did I blow out our sound?
No, you're fine. He was then hauled off to the Benbow City Jail, located 2 buildings south of the intersection of Ferguson and Old St. Louis Road in Benbow. Ford leaned... so Jerome Ford, again, this is the guy, Jesse's dad, who was working for Benbow. He basically, he was kind of a law guy, but he also relied on this really big dude to help him out. There was a simple man by the name, he was a very strong man. He went by the name of Cece, not like our friend Cece, but Seeessez.
Meow, meow, meow.
So Cece, he was a close friend of Ford. And he kept him fed, and he let him sleep in the city jail.
I know.
The jail could only
hold... what I do with my cat.
The jail could only hold 4 men at a time, including a snoring CC. So, here, I'll show you a picture of the jail.
Even if each of those 4 men held another man?
Okay, that's the jail, actually, as of today.
Oh, yikes. No, that is really, really small.
It's really, really small. Benbow was a man's town, and nearby communities, as far as Alton and East St. Louis, would arrive via the Interurban Electric Railroad, which made it accessible without using vehicles or horses. Basically, it was just a streetcar. I mean, they used streetcars. Here is a picture of one of the streetcars by that same company.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. So it looks a little like the U-City trolley.
Right, exactly. Jerome Ford would take his son Jesse to walk the beat in Benbow City on his shoulders. And they would eventually end up in a saloon.
As you do.
As you do. And Jesse would sit and eat pretzels while his dad would drink a bucket of beer. The first saloon...
Funny quick aside.
Sure.
So my, I guess, grandfather or great-grandfather, great-uncle, somebody in my family, I think it was a great-uncle, used to take my mother and her siblings and, I'm going to take the kids out for a little while, and they would end up going to a bar.
Oh.
And my great-uncle, great-grandpa, whatever, would sit there and drink, but they would get sodas.
Oh, yeah.
And so they would come home with orange soda mustaches. And then great-grandma or great-aunt or whatever would be like, you kids weren't down there at that tavern, were you? And they're like, oh no, absolutely not. When they had
Yep.
totally grape or orange soda mustaches. Anyway, so yes.
So the first saloon in Benbow City was Hein Karsten's Saloon. They featured glass-cut pretzel bowls,
Ooh la
sawdust on the floor.
So you could spit out your tobacco or your peanut shells.
And, of course, house of ill repute upstairs or next door.
Well, what more do you want?
One of the madams named Mayhem, per Jesse, when he was a kid, she was happily and successfully married while conducting her business. Amos can't actually vote because he doesn't even live in his own town.
Oh, right.
So he ends up back in 1885, I guess in his early 20s. He purchased the historic Hillbutt Messenger House at 1406 Washington Avenue in Upper Alton. Okay. That building ended up, that got torn down in the 1950s. But I have a picture of the house right here.
Okay.
That's the house that he purchased.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a nice house. It's a big, kind of 2-level house with one of the big wraparound porches.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He buys it from Benjamin Franklin Messenger, He was a Union soldier vet. The house was left to his wife, so the wife couldn't afford to keep this house. Like, her husband bought this house, but he died pretty soon after they bought the house. And so she couldn't afford to live there. So she sells the house to Amos Benbow, and he lets her stay there to become a housekeeper of her own house.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that's awfully nice of him.
So I just kind of needed to backtrack this whole house thing. So they end up, the election happens for mayor against the candidate for Standard Oil. Amos ends up winning that election, but Standard Oil immediately goes to Alton and is like, I don't think this is a fair election. I'm pretty sure he did something. And they're like, so they decide to have a new election. But Amos has something in his pocket. He has his own town. Oh. He can invite people to live there for the next 30 days.
Yes, he sure can.
Give them a place to sleep. Give them all the beer they want. And then there's the ladies involved. Right. So in 30 days...
Everything you'd want.
He's like, I can get more voters. Don't worry. No, they voted. So basically the judge they have a second election. Amos wins the election again. The judge in Alton is like, you know what? He won. We can't do anything about it. He won his election. Standard Oil. You picked a guy. He didn't win. So he does win against Standard Oil. He ends up staying the mayor of Benbow City until 1917, when finally Benbow is annexed by Wood River.
Oh my goodness.
So Benbow finally becomes Wood River. In 1915, Benbow was extensively damaged by the Wood River flood, and some of the buildings were not rebuilt. He could also see the nation's anti-saloon activists were coming for him. He's like, this saloon thing, it's going down. I need to get out of it. So that's why he was like accepting the annex. He saw Prohibition coming. He knew it was going to go all underground. He's like, they're not going to stop selling liquor. It's just going to all go underground. So he really felt like he had no option except to merge with Wood River before Benbow became a ghost town.
Oh my goodness.
Finally, his health starts to fail.
Oh.
He's confined himself in that big mansion in a room. November 14th, 1922, at the age of 72, Amos passes away.
Oh.
He had been a long, 60 years plus member of the Odd Fellows.
No, it's been a long time.
Yeah. And they end up conducting funeral services in his home. They have another service at the Upper Alton Presbyterian Church. And he is buried at the Oddfellows lot at Oakwood Cemetery in Upper Alton.
Oh, the Oddfellows.
Yes, the Oddfellows.
Okay, yeah. Like kind of one of the Knights of Columbus or the Lions Club or whatnot. Like just one of those fraternal societies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Amos never married. No children that we know of, but who knows? I mean, he did own a town with a lot of...
Could have somebody up there.
He could have somebody up there. Helen, let's see. Helen, who had been his housekeeper, who was the original, owner of the house, she served as his housekeeper for 37 years.
Oh, my goodness.
Basically, the house went back to her. In 1926, she commissioned a section for her family history, and she mentioned Benbow all over the place. She never mentions her dead husband.
Oh my.
So she really looked up to him. I was like, what a weird time to live in, where you're like, here's your house, but you have to clean it. You're the housekeeper. But she still looked up to him anyway. Yeah. The side street across the street from the mansion was eventually named Benbow Avenue, which still exists to this day.
Nice.
Like I mentioned, the mansion was demolished in the 1950s, and the Calvary Southern Baptist Church stands there today. Here is what the house looked like just before they demolished it. It was just basically
oh my goodness. Wow, a complete and total block.
Yeah.
But it also does have, again, that historic, like, tall ceilings, lots of natural light.
Right, yeah. It's just, but that's pretty much a shell at the end, so they tore it down. There is basically no trace whatsoever of Benbow City.
Oh my.
The only trace we really have is that old jail cell, which still exists. The Wood River Museum and Visitors does feature an exhibit talking about this town. It also displays the original jail of Benbow City in the parking lot outside. Jesse Ford, who again did a memoir about his dad and Benbow City, in 1974 when he wrote his memoir, he said, "I am disgusted with myself for not having developed a good written history of Benbow City when many people who knew of the town were still alive and living in Wood River area." It was undoubtedly one of the most interesting and colorful communities to ever exist. That's really the story of it.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's a good takeaway to, if you feel like there is some strange, some fun history, write it down. Just write it down.
And send it to us.
Exactly, but it's good to write it down because you want to keep history. He just felt like he lost so much history when people pass away.
Oh,
and that's what happens with history, When people die and don't remember it, we don't remember it.
If it isn't recorded, then it doesn't exist.
Exactly. Yeah. My sources today are the Black Hawk Railways Historic Society.org, Wikipedia, Murder and Mayhem in Southern Illinois by John Dunphy, lawinsider.com, and thetelegraph.com.
And mine are exactly as they were from last week. Fearless and Free by Josephine Baker and Illinios. Also Agent Josephine by Damian Lewis. Josephine, The Hungry Heart by Claude Baker. The You're Dead to Me podcast, God's Favorite Podcast, and The Flame of Resistance story by Damian Lewis.
Yep.
And now I think this is where I take Janet out back and force her to make her own little community and then introduce them to a diamond-collared cheetah. And then we'll be back with What's Nice. Hey, Muddy Buddies, Tracey here. Janet and I will be recording Big Muddy Live on Tuesday, October 14th. And so you can come and see us at the Cheshire Inn here in St. Louis. We would love to meet you. We would love for you to come and listen to our story. And then you can hang out and enjoy the lobby and enjoy the Fox and Hounds. And we will look forward to meeting up with you. Thank you, and we'll be back with What's Nice.
Welcome back.
And we're here to talk about What's Nice.
Yay. So you have a What's Nice for me.
I do. I go first.
Yes.
And so while Josephine is gallivanting all across the globe here, one thing that I do want to mention is that, as a black performer, she did not always get treated the way that she should have been.
Right.
In St. Louis. So I'm going to talk about the Black Rep.
Yay.
Theater of the Soul since 1976. And it was founded by Ron Himes. And the vision for the Black Rep continues. Equitable distribution of opportunities and resources for Black professionals and students in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And their mission statement is to provide platforms for theater, dance, and other creative expressions for African American perspectives that heighten the social and cultural awareness of its audiences.
Nice.
So I would encourage, if you haven't ever gone to see a performance by the Black Rep, really, you should do so.
Yes.
You will be doing yourself a service.
Yeah.
To be able to go and see them. Amazing, amazing stuff there.
Nice.
And
awesome.
it's theblackrep.org.
Awesome. That sounds great. Let's see, what are their upcoming things today?
Upcoming performances? Hold on one second.
Yeah.
I can take a look at it.
About it.
This season. Oh.
I don't know if they have. Where's the season?
They're doing Raisin, the musical, it looks
nice.
like.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. Interesting.
And that would be the newest thing. But yeah, go to theblackrep.org. You really can't go wrong.
Yeah.
It's either going to be dance, music, or theater.
Right.
And fantastic.
Awesome.
And, honestly, the stage is for everyone. Theater is for everyone.
Exactly.
Arts and music are for everyone.
Exactly.
And I think that it is important for us to lift up the voices that don't always get lifted up.
Exactly. Cool. All
right.
Awesome.
Janet, do you have a what's nice for me?
I do, and it's the Wood River Museum, because that just kind of plays right in.
Completely.
It's open every Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. It's located at 40 West Ferguson Avenue in Wood River, Illinois. Mm-hmm. Current exhibits include the Grassy Lake Mounds, which is in the Roxana.
Which is what I call. I'm sorry, I can't stop getting beans. I can't stop being so dirty.
Not those kind of mounds, Tracey.
Well, you don't know my life.
The mounds that are located not on your chest. Located in Roxana, Wood River area. The Tamara Village is at Grassy Lake. It's basically...
That's right, which is... I'm sorry, the Wood River area, the Grassy Lake. I am 12.
Oh, yes. So they have some exhibits there. I took some pictures.
And I can promise you it's what's nice.
So basically, it's a lot like the Cahokia.
Where did you get these pictures? No. Oh no, that is lovely.
Yeah, they have a diorama, and
it's family friendly.
It very much looks like Cahokia, because we have mounds. And then here we go, Standard Oil exhibit in the Wood River.
Mm.
Yeah, because Standard Oil. And then here is the jail covered in lights.
Oh my
goodness! On Halloween they give out candy in
gosh.
front of the Benbow jail. I want to go there.
Okay. Bet. All right.
Right?
I'm down for it.
And they also
muddy field trip.
Right? And of course other topics they cover the Lewis and Clark encampment of 1803. Yeah, because it's right there.
All right, we've got a previous episode about Lewis and Clark.
And of course they also cover the flood of 1915 and other interesting facts of Wood River, Illinois. So I think this is where we finally come to an end.
This is where we come to an end. Boy, this one was hard fought.
I know. Ugh. We're getting used to our equipment still, so if we seem a little exasperated every once in a while, that might be the reason.
Janet's in a new job, and I'm in a job that has just been a little bit more. And
we'll get through it.
You know what? But the thing is, we take the time to do this every week because we really genuinely love what we do.
We really, really do.
And we really appreciate the fact that you love what we do.
Right.
And that you listen to us.
I didn't know I was going to find a partner who would want to write crazy essays once a week. But apparently I did. So I'm okay with that.
And if I can be a little bit extra, or little personal... So this episode?
Yes.
Jan Lissert.
What?
Sky's mom.
Oh,
yes. Yeah, I was gonna, friend of the pod, and also, one of our muddy buddies from the very, very beginning. We miss you and we love you, and thank you for being such a big supporter, and so
all the hugs to Sky.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so this one goes out to Sky and Kyle, and to Jan,
yeah,
and Dawn, and to all of Jan's family, and We love you very much.
Yes, we do.
And, man, even though she was not like a Midwest person, she always knew how to do one thing. And what is that, Janet?
Was it stay Midwest nice?
It was just stay Midwest nice.